Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. So I had a video request from RedStar4691, and this person asked me if I could do a video talking about how some people never make it no matter how hard they try in life. And they go on by saying it seems like the realm just wants them to stay stagnant. Now, you have to first ask yourself, what is making it? Because some people have a different definition of making it. Many people, what their definition of making it means to become a millionaire, maybe becoming an influencer. There's all different types of versions of people wanting to make it. Their versions, everyone has their own version of what making it means in life. Now, some people, making it also depends on where you are in life. For example, people who live in extremely poor countries around the world, making it for them would mean to leave their country, possibly, and having a decent job, having a roof over their head, having the essentials to live life, okay? To care for their family, to provide for their family. Another thing for them could be, whereas making it means them running a successful business in their country, even if it is a poor country, or just simply being able to provide for their family on a daily basis and not going into a really terrible hole of poverty, getting worse, their situation getting worse. It really depends on the perspective of the person. A lot of people in the quote-unquote first world, them making it is, like I mentioned, becoming a millionaire or being famous. Some who grew up in poverty, because, believe it or not, there is poverty in the first world, the West, and it's growing more and more. I've talked about this in the past. And for them, making it would be getting out of the bottom half of the the system, right? You have low middle class, lower to middle class, very poor, and then the very top, right? There's always been that sort of whatchamacallit, classes in society. So I once said to somebody, it was a person who was very, very wealthy, and they've never experienced poverty before. So for them to, how would I say this? Them not making as much money as they normally do would be almost like them losing it all, in some cases. So a very wealthy person who isn't making as much as they used to, let's say they're making over 100,000 a year, now they have to make 70,000. For them, that is detrimental because they've never experienced that. Sure, a lot of people would say, wow, even 70,000, I wish I could have that. But for the person who's been at the top all their life, that's simply going back into that's poverty to them, in a way. Now, what am I getting at? I'm simply getting at the fact that every single person, depending on which situation you are in life, has a different definition of making it. One could say, and making it really, doesn't matter in the end, depending on what it is. Sure, everyone wants to have a dignified life, be able to feed themselves, feed their family, just live a peaceful life, working and go on that way. But we're taught to have to make it. You have to make it. You have to be somebody. You have to become a lawyer, a doctor, whatever it may be, whatever your parents or other family members envision for you. Why a lot of people don't make it? It's a very good question. It could be the fact that the system is just so designed so that people can't make it. And, there's just so many human beings here. And there's more and more being born all the time. Now, we don't know the exact population of this realm, okay? How many beings are here, how many have gone. We have a rough idea. You can sort of see it. But there's just simply not, the system doesn't allow for everyone to make it through. And I think that it picks and chooses who it wants to go where, okay? Specifically in the political spectrum, the people who are controlling all of the resources and the system itself. All of these politicians and all of these people who look like they've made it, such as Billy Gates and all these philanthropists, billionaires, and whatnot, they're there by being picked. Okay, it's not by dumb luck. It's not by hard work in most cases. I'm not saying every single case people are placed in those positions, but many of the positions, yes, of power. And I don't have to tell you exactly the reasons for that. It's very, very simple. So I think the way this place is built does not allow for everyone to make it, first of all. Things are getting more expensive. Things are becoming more scarce. It's just becoming so much more saturated. And I'm hoping this is making sense to some of you, to most of you. I just think this place was not designed for everyone to be successful. And even if it was not a designed realm the way it is, the Matrix, whatever you want to call it, it's just still very, very difficult, because all the things that have been created over the centuries have been basically monopolized and controlled by very wealthy families and wealthy individuals. So it's hard to get into the game. These days, you really have to be clever and inventive and really have a mind of a entrepreneur in order to come up with something unique and something different, in order to quote unquote make it, meaning being wealthy and having it all. But at the end of the day, what really matters in this life, in order to survive as long as possible, because that is the game, survive as long as possible until who knows what after this place. And really all that's important is just having proper nutrition, roof over your head, warmth, depending on the country, obviously, because some countries are hot all year round. Comfort, the things that basically give us comfort and have to take care of this body, this biological organic meat sack. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think, a lot of people also don't have the intelligence. They don't have the resources to be able to get out of whatever they're in. Look at, for example, India, a country of well over 1 billion people, so they say. What are the odds of somebody in one of those slums getting out of there and becoming someone who's very wealthy? Now, I don't like to reference movies all the time, but if you've seen Slumdog Millionaire, it's a perfect example. I'm sure there's other examples as well. But it's extremely difficult because those countries, some of the oldest countries in the world, just simply were not taken care of properly. And what I mean by that is just not led properly, not like the first world, okay? Which now is heading towards that because just many different factors. Now, should you be discouraged in not trying to make it? No, I think you should at least try and see if you can get somewhere better than where you are in your situation in life. Now, I think the U.S. has that slogan, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. But the U.S. has become very materialistic, very money orientated, which most of the world has, which also causes this illusion of the making it aspect. And some people who have made it, by the way, have also lost it as well. They made it and then they went right back to where they were. In some cases worse. I mean, if you ever heard of the 1929 stock market crash, people they lost everything and they took their own lives because just simply living below their means was not acceptable to them. So you can get to the top. You might make it big. You might make a lot of money. But your business could go under, things could happen, market crashes, all kinds of issues could arise. So making it also is no guarantee, okay? No guarantees in this life. No guarantees of getting to the top, and then once you're at the top, whatever the top is for you, staying at the top. Because you can simply come crashing down again. It's just the way this place is. I mean, look at people who they have it all. And I don't mean billions or millions, just they're middle class, middle to upper class. They have a decent house, they have this and that. And they get ill. It's over. I mean, not always. I mean, you could still get better. I do believe you can heal in this place. It's been proven. You cut yourself, you heal, right? A wound can close up. And I do believe these bodies are meant to heal in this place with the proper care and all sorts of different things. And that's another thing. Not everyone can afford that as well, because taking care of your body also costs money. To be eating the healthiest foods and this and that, still no guarantees. But I do believe, not to get off topic, but the point is, even those who have made it for themselves, there's always a bump in the road. There's always something that could just destroy everything you've worked hard for. And then for what? So I think making it, whatever that may be for you or for other people, whoever, is quite relative. And again, I think it's overrated as well, because so long as you have the minimum things that can help you survive, and I think that's the important thing. Everything else is extra. Like, I mean, I never understood how people who have billions and billions and billions just are so content in continuing to want to make more and more. You know, the greed of that, of being on the top, making it, rather than trying to help other people who are completely and utterly in a shit situation across this place, across the world. And you can see it. You can see the suffering. You can see the poverty. But people on the top pretend to help others by, opening foundations and things like that. It's another layer of the making it aspect. And the part about this place wanting them to stay stagnant, for the most part, yes, that's how they keep the system running. That's how things keep flowing, because they need the worker bees, the slaves. And what also keeps a lot of people going, aiming for making it, is the hope. False hope, but hope in general, right? And I think inherently we are built with a never, like, we just keep going, never quit. Society teaches never quit, never, don't have that mentality. But there's something biologically in us that doesn't allow us to just, most of us, to give up and just say, fuck it. Now that's slowly changing because of a lot of different factors, but we're also taught that you have to have what everyone has. You gotta try to excel and be somebody, right? So there's a constant push and drive for us to just keep trying to be successful. Success. And sure, there's nothing wrong with success, but people have to keep in mind that there's a price to pay for that, depending on which success it is and which area you're doing it in, or trying to attain it in, for sure. But that it's temporary, and it's likely not going to last. So enjoy it for whatever it is, for whatever it may, for whatever you may have, for whatever it may be. But like everything in this place, nothing lasts. It's constant degradation. Now, would I say don't aim for bettering your life? No, I don't discourage that at all. For me, I don't have aspirations of becoming a multimillionaire. I don't have aspirations of opening my own business or anything like that, taking on huge responsibility. I also don't want to be stuck in being a worker drone, worker bee, slave. I do see how many people have no choice, and I don't frown upon those people. I don't disrespect those people, because unfortunately or fortunately we need them to keep things kind of going the way it is for certain things, services, etc. But anyhow, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I hope that I was able to explain it the best I could by how people just try so hard, and that's the other thing I did forget to mention. Some people do try so hard in this place, like give everything that they have and genuinely want to make it, whatever it may be, whatever the case may be, and don't make it. Whereas others, in some cases, are half-assed, or they've stolen ideas. They do it. They go the very dirty and, how would I say, just the not legit road in order to become successful or whatever. Because a lot of people, you notice, this place does not reward good people and hardworking people. Some in some cases, of course, yes it does, but I'm talking about the ones at the very top. Now, as I mentioned already, there's reasons for that, but this place rewards evil, bad people in a lot of ways, sadly. One last thing that I want to add as well is the fact that so many people chasing after success, money, whatever it may be, to try to get to the top, making it. They chased their whole life. This is the sad thing. They chased and chased. They tried so hard to get to the top, to be successful, to be wealthy, and so many have not succeeded. So many do not succeed, and so many will not succeed. And they wasted their whole life trying so hard and using all that energy and all their resources trying to make it big or be a successful, a famous person, whatever it may be, whether it's an actor or singer or something like that. And they never get that. They never get what they chased and dreamed about. And rather than stop and evaluate and look at doing something different or maybe changing something, they wasted all that time and energy going after the one thing that they wanted, which was never going to happen for them, and lost out on other opportunities, wasted a lot of their time, their life, when they could have had maybe a simpler life and maybe they would have been more happy. And that happens so often here in this place. Anyway, leave a comment below, and I hope that this answered the request, the video request, and I hope that it made some sense. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye for now.